Dan, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, my brother. How we doing today? Where you calling me from?
Dallas, Texas.
Man, I'm jealous, man. Well, we're both in the Midwest. I'm out in Omaha, Nebraska, so I'm just right underneath you.
Okay. But don't be jealous of Texas, man. It's like 100 and something degrees here. It's humid. It's man. Every time I go out, like I gotta come back in and change clothes. It's so bad.
Yeah, man, but there's so
Just
much to
torture.
do. There's so much to do in Texas. There's such great food there as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's definitely I grew up in a very small town in like Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Okay,
So when I finally moved here like this, Texas blew my mind. I was like, I wish I grew up here.
a whole nother
So
world, right?
yeah, it really is just the next day away, totally different. And
All
that's what I
right,
like
man.
about Texas, though.
So today's call is all about you, brother. I just want to find out more about you, really where you're at, maybe some areas that you're struggling at, and hopefully I'll
Okay.
provide you some clarity, all right, and give you a game plan to move forward. And at the end of this phone call, man, if we're feeling like this is a good fit, man, we'll talk about it. If not, I'll give you some free resources and we'll part ways as friends. Cool?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, my brother. Tell me like really where we're at currently right now. Like what do you do for a living? Where are we at with our training business?
So I'll be honest with you. I was a BDR for Go2, so I was in tech sales. I sold soft phones, and they laid me off yesterday morning. So
Oh
right now
man.
we're going through doing the care package and setting things up. Um,
And you said
so
that
I
was
was
tech sales, is that correct?
yes,
Tech sales. Okay.
yeah.
How long
Um,
have how long were you doing that prior to that you getting laid off yesterday?
I started in January 2022, so over a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, before Go2. So I did that for a while, and then I was in sales previously at other places. Um, and right now, I guess for my coaching business, what my main focus is right now is I'm trying to look for like a proven structure that I can use for my company, something I can kind of grow with and kind of expand a little bit more. So I'll kind of reach out to a few other places, kind of see what they're about, and things like that. But I don't want to spend my time learning how to do every little thing. I want to kind of focus on someone that's already done it, so I can just get the experience and move forward. Kind of fast track it a little bit. Um, I'm working on actually getting my personal certifications, and at some point, I do want to try to get the certifications you offer for online.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm at the beginning stages of getting my online business going, but I do have like in-person training experience. I grew up in gyms, did bodybuilding, things like that. So kind of turn my hobby into a career now. So
Absolutely, man. Now's the good time to do it, man. This might be a sign that hey, yesterday wasn't necessarily a bad thing. This was just a push in the rear end to get you moving toward what you're destined to do, right?
yeah, it really is because I've been looking at, especially with possible recession coming in, people being really inconsistent with hiring. I was like, I need to have a passive income. I need something else I can do. So I started looking into it. So that kind of, but yeah, you're right. That kind of helped motivate me too. So
Yeah, 100%, man. If you're really good at what you do and you're great at sales, virtually anything is recession proof, my man. Like if we have those skills laid down, people will want to they always see value in something they can always benefit from, or if you can solve their problem. So this is kind of one of those luxuries that no matter what time of year we're in or what the economy is going through, inflation, recessions, if you're good at what you do and you have a desire to impact people's lives in a positive way, it's recession proof, man. So I think now is like the great time to actually move forward with your ideas, man, and like really chase that vision that you have going on. Now, outside of that, what do you feel like the biggest challenge is to get this thing up and running? You had mentioned that you just wanted some proven systems. So are we looking for like all systems and processes, lead generation, things of that nature? What are we looking for?
honestly, I'm looking for everything. I've looked at a few other places. They kind of had, they help you a little bit here, then it kind of stops. They don't go all the way in detail about it. And when I saw this system, it seems like y'all go through the detail. You walk you through, building the brand and really getting the foundation built. And that's what I'm wanting. So that, with, I guess, with the experience I don't have, you're actually going to give me. And then I can use my experience in personal training to go forward and then my experience in sales. So that's just kind of, I'm missing that starter step,
Yeah, I love
trying to move
that.
things forward.
Now, are you training anybody in person right now? Do you have any in-person clients right now?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, cool. No
It's
problem.
been, I kind of help people now and again, people that I know if they're having trouble with their diets and things like that. But I haven't had anyone like committed to train in
Okay.
probably a couple years since I started doing sales. So
Okay.
it's been taking up most of my time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Where was that like aha defining moment for you where you're like, you know what? I want to be a coach. This is what I was called to do. I want to help people. What was that moment for you? When did you discover that?
Oh man, honestly, it's always been there. When I was 18 years old, I started working out, started training to get ready for a contest. When I turned, I think 19 to 20, I fractured my back.
Oh,
So when I did that, and I was getting ready to go on stage. I was going to do a
yeah.
show in Oklahoma City. So I was ready for that, and I spent a long time doing it. I ate right. Like I did everything with a fine tooth comb and fractured my back. So that kind of burned out, my hopes to hit the stage for a couple of years, and it wasn't the fact that my body can't do it anymore. It was mental. I
Yeah.
had to wear a cast for 3 months and things like that. I was like, okay, well, I got to learn how to do, I want to be a coach so I can at least teach people my experience to do stuff like that. So I started working on, I said, we can jump a couple of years up. I got back into like MMA fighting, things like that. I was lifting then. I was helping people with their form there. Everyone said I was a good coach because then I can move from, sparring to moving to weightlifting, what they needed to do. I already knew how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's always been there and I've always done it. I've just never been certified to do it. And I don't know enough, to like start a company out of it.
Yeah.
But it's always been there. And I've always wanted to go. I went and did CrossFit and I dislocated my shoulder doing CrossFit. So that put me behind. And but no, it's just I want to find a way. It's always been there. I could keep talking about it, but it's just always been there.
You know
I
what I've
love it.
heard? You know what I've heard about this whole story that you just told me from bodybuilding to CrossFit to every other endeavor. What I've pulled from you so far, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you're a persistent SOB. You're not going to let anything slow you down, right?
Yeah.
I love that, man.
It's a good thing and a bad thing to have that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You
it's got
got
me in trouble a few times.
Yeah, you got to be persistent if you're going to be a high level entrepreneur, right? You can't let anything get you down. You had mentioned mindset earlier. How's our mindset right now? Are we feeling pretty solid about wanting to make this move and this transition?
Yes. Yes. So let's see, I can probably say I've been looking for or going through speaking to other companies several months now. And
Okay.
so that's been, I started out doing my homework. I was like, when I'm going to just do my homework for now, when I find that right place, that's where I'm going to go. It's just going to hit, that's going to work out. And I'm at that point, I was like, I just need to start working on it and kind of moving forward. So my mindset is I just want to find the right avenue, find a company with a good culture that I match with, and then I'll be okay. Then I know I have the right resources I can speak to and learn from.
Yeah, you just mentioned
That's
something
something
big.
that bothered me.
You mentioned the right culture. So it sounds like community is like a really big deal to you. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. That's something I care with all the companies I've worked with. I would tell them, you get that question, what do you bring to this company? So it's my culture. And a lot of
Yeah.
people don't understand that. And they think it's really simple. It's like, but that should be like, that's the heart and soul of every company, especially if you're going to do community work or work within a gym, you have to have some type of culture. That's why they
Yeah.
come in.
And I think that's going to be
So,
something that's really going to like speak to you as we go through this presentation, because we have a ton of activation points with one-on-one coaching to sales coaching, to private Facebook groups, to WhatsApp groups. So you're constantly in the mix, and group calls as well. You're constantly in the mix with other individuals that are like-minded, that are very ambitious, and that, are like a sponge. They just want to soak everything up and then, implement it out to the world and cause for greater optimization for performance and for overall quality of life. So I think you're really going to like that. As far as our goals, what are we looking for? Or what do we need to make to replace your current job that you just got laid off at?
I guess when I started this conversation, it was going to be around, probably just 6 figures a year. I was like, be stable, something I can lean on and move forward. $10,000 a month. I was like, that means, I'm doing pretty good. I can start bringing someone else on, having help. But then she talked to me about the 2 programs that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wanting to look at the $100,000 a month and learn more about that and see what that would entail.
Yep. So we'll actually go through that, but in order to get to that 100K a month, we have to hit 10K a month on a consistent basis first. So the 100K per month, that's going to be more like the fine tuning everything. That's where we're going to teach you how to like lead leaders. we can't get to that point without the solid business foundations. We haven't built anything yet on the online space. Our goal with the 10K accelerator is to get you from 0 to 10K in 4 months. When we're hitting 10K consistently, then we can always ascend to that mastery level, which I'll show you here in a brief moment with the presentation. But once we're hitting that consistently, then we can move forward. But we need to make sure all of our foundation systems are built up, back-end systems, our marketing is down pat, we have a firm offer. And then we also understand how to do sales, how to do marketing, how to generate leads, things of that nature before we actually go into that next level. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of individuals that can get there. I've seen individuals get to 10K in less than 4 months. I've seen individuals get there where it takes slightly longer, right? It's going to be all dependent upon how much level of priority is this for you. And the people that are the most successful, they have the 3 C's. They're coachable, they're committed, and they're consistent. So coachable just means they can take, constructive feedback, implement it right away. Consistent means they're doing the day in and day out things as a non-negotiable. They're whether they want to do it or not. And then committed, there's a difference between interested and committed, right? Committed means we're not going to stop at anything to get to where we want to be at. It's a non-negotiable. We are fully in tune with where we want to see ourselves, and we're going to do nothing. Nothing's going to stop us to get there, right? Do you feel like you got those 3 C's right now?
Oh yeah.
You said, "Oh yeah."
I do. Yeah.
I love it.
I've been in sales a long time, so that's part of it. Everything you talked about. Yeah.
Now it also sounds like we're also probably looking for some financial stability, obviously. And we're also looking for some freedom of time. What else are we looking for?
I'm sorry, it kind of cut out. What
else are we looking for? Are we looking for financial freedom, more time, more flexibility? What are we looking for with the online coaching?
So the main goal, of course, more freedom, financial freedom, so I can take care of my parents, and not have to have that stress on me anymore. If I want to travel, I can travel, and I like to, once I build a bigger team, give that luxury to them as well, and I have to start my culture that way, and the other side of things, I guess I would want to, honestly, that'd be about it. Start out, just get a financial freedom, have more flexibility with my schedule, and be able to focus on building something on my own, And I guess on the training side of things, I want to get to a point where I guess my dream for that would be to get someone on a stage, get someone to the point where I can start prepping to be on the stage, get their diet right, and things like that. So that would be my goal working into fitness, is get them on like a bigger stage, someone that I've trained and spent years with, get them up there. So that's kind of like my dream thing with personal training. Or at least want to have one person that made it to the stage and won a competition. So
yeah, that's awesome. Now, you had mentioned that a big deal for you is being able to take care of your family. What would that mean for you, or how would that feel to be able to have that freedom and know that you're that provider for them?
Oh, that would mean everything. Parents getting older now. Like I'm about to be 33, July 11th. So honestly, that would be everything. Just have them taken care of. That would just be one less thing I stress about or worry about. And going to check on them, making sure they're okay, or if they need help with something, they can reach out to me. I can just send it and not have to budget it out. Things like that.
Yeah, 100%. Now
you
mentioned a little bit of stressors. What currently are we stressed with? Like, what's the main things that are causing you stress in your life right now?
Wow. I guess just some personal matters and stuff with my parents, things they're going through. And I'm having to help them a lot more now with what they're going through. So that's kind of my focus now. So trying to make sure they're okay. So, and now, of course, not having a job, which was odd, but thanks to the possible recession. And, but now it's just those couple of things, just personal things and dealing with family and trying to get something started. So.
Did they mention at all with your job, like it's a layoff? Did they talk about how long they're expecting this to take place, or are they going to be offering your job back? Like, what does that look like?
So at the moment, they are trying to figure out what they're going to do, and a lot of it's because of the recession. A lot of our sales, like how much we sold the product for, jumped up. Mm-hmm. When I first started selling, I think it was $20. Now we're around $50 just for one line. And so they're just trying to figure out how many people they can keep and where they're going to go with everything. So
Okay.
it's in the air. With me, when I was first brought in, I was contract only. So I handled everything independently. And then I started moving into actually doing full time for them. So wasn't fully in the system,
Okay.
so to speak, at that point. So when they took everybody out, they took out all of their contract workers first. So
Okay.
we were there and we kind of built the stability and the culture for them when they did a merger. So they honestly don't know where they're going to be and who they're all letting go. So
Okay. Cool. Now, when you left that job, what were you like usually making right around a month on average?
a month, I would say my base was probably around about $4,000. Then my commission would fluctuate, but
Okay.
my cap was around $70,000.
Okay. Yeah. So give you some context behind that. I
Maybe
want to give
40.
you, cool. I want to give you some context on like what we can expect and how fast we can replace that for you. Cool. So
Okay.
industry averages 250 on the very low end to $500 per service on the upper end. Okay. So let's just say you're feeling really good, feeling really qualified. Let's say we're charging on average $400 a client. Okay. If you had 15 clients, that's 6K right there. So we're already making 2K more. If you hit 20 clients, that's 8K a month. That's 96,000 a year. So now we're at about 26,000 more. And then if we hit that illustrious for the 10K, we have to hit 25 clients if our average package is $400. So think about that. Only 25 clients, we have a whole world to implement and use out of this, right? So it can happen really fast. Right now, the average for individuals that do hit a 10K a month on average, it only takes them 13 weeks. So think about that. Just over 90 days, you could be at that 10K a month. Does that give you a little bit more confidence?
Yes, it does.
Cool. Love it. Now, also, it sounds like right now time is not going to be an issue because we can devote all the time. But if you can dictate 10 to 20 hours per week, you're in an extremely solid spot. If you can dictate anything over 20 hours, you're in a dangerously great spot. How many hours a week do you think you could fully commit to?
The 10 to 20 would be easy
Cool.
because this would be something I wake up at like 5 a.m. most of the days. So I'm either trying to look at something, learn something new. So that would probably, my mindset would be wake up at 5, get ready. From 5 to, if I started another job or something like that, have that filler, that would be that free time, or when I get back, have it, work at a few hours in the morning, a few hours at night, and just kind of build that routine. Then on the weekends, it would be on here. My other job probably Monday to Friday, so I have more time on the weekends and just do the same thing every day.
Yeah.
So
What do you think? What do you think life would look like in the next 6 to 12 months if you're hitting that 8 to 10K a month range on a regular basis? You're able to take care of your family. What does life look like for you? And what does it feel like?
that would be less stressful. I could take care of all the main things. Honestly, it would just be a lot less stressful. I wouldn't have as much of a burden on me. I could get my parents out of the situation they're in, and I could kind of get me, back to a better track with stuff, financially.
Yeah.
So
100%. Cool. I'm going to do a quick recap to make sure I got everything, and then we'll actually dive in. Cool.
yeah, sounds good.
All right, my man. You are based out of beautiful Dallas, Texas. A little bit jealous right now. 33 years old. We were doing sales tech jobs. As of yesterday, you recently just got laid off. You were in the process of getting your certification. The online certification is something that you're open to. And by the way, that is an optional certification at no additional charge. That is completely free with us as well. So you will have that available to you. Right now, you've been training like friends, families, things of that nature. Prior to being laid off, you're making around 4K plus commissions, but a cap of 70K. Our goal is to hit 6 figures, but ideally we'd like to get to 10 to 20K per month. Why we're doing this is it's going to provide us financial freedom, more flexibility of time, but more importantly, we're going to be able to be less stressed. We're going to be able to take care of our family. The biggest challenge is really knowing where to start and where to begin at. So we're looking for all sales and systems and processes that are tried and proven and at work. So far, you've been doing a lot of research. You've been helping family. And then also what you're needing is proven strategy, a step-by-step game plan, a really close culture, and overall an opportunity to expand. We know that we can dictate 10 to 20 hours per week pretty easy. If we were to able to hit our goals in the next 4 to 6 months, we'd have less stress, help parents to be financially free, and overall have a better quality of life. How'd I do?
Yeah, that's about
Cool.
it.
All right, my man. So next what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. We'll go over high level of what we have to offer, and then we're going to deep dive into the actual module so you can see step by step how I'm going to get you to 10K. Cool?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Let me know when you can see my screen.
All right, I can see it.
Perfect. So as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. We're actually accredited through the Better Business Bureau. We got a rating of an A out of a possible A+. So it kind of solidifies who we are in the online space. And we're also backed by ACE, NASM, and ISSA, three of the biggest certification companies in the world. Now, on the success ladder, we talked about the 10K and mastery level. Okay, so 10K Accelerator is going to be ideal for an individual such as yourself, looking to get certified, looking to make some impact on the online space. The information can get us from 0 up to 10K per month in as little as 4 months. Now, mastery level, as discussed earlier, once we're hitting 10K a month on a consistent basis, then we can be eligible to enter into that mastery level where our focal point is to get that 100K a month, really build a larger culture, start really maximizing our branding, becoming more of a CEO than a coach. So that'll be once we get past that initial foundation phase.
How long does that take? Well, how long do you need me to make 10K before I can move up?
They're looking for like maybe 2 to 3 months of consistency.
Oh, hey, man. Okay.
No, because sometimes, you know, what a lot of individuals will do is, let's say, for instance, I'm a master level trainer. So if I came on and I was hitting 10K right away just off referrals, it doesn't prove that I actually know the material and actually know how to generate, you know, leads organically. It's just showing that I have a lot of people following me. So we want to make sure that when you're hitting 10K a month on a consistent basis, 2 to 3 months, we're doing it where we're not just only relying on people that we actually know. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. All right, our
Sorry,
program
you're
is really broken down
freezing
into
there.
4
I
phases.
apologize.
The first thing we want to do is no, can you hear me okay?
Hang on, it just went dark. I lost you. Just a second. So,
Yeah, no problem. Can you see me okay?
yeah, well, I can't see, but I can see the screen. There we go. It'll come back. Okay, sorry about that.
No,
But no,
are
it
we
does.
good?
Yeah, we're good. But it does make sense from making the consistent first, then
Yeah,
moving up. So I
100%.
understand that. Yeah.
So our program is really broken down into 4 phases. A lot of other companies will tell you to implement stuff right off the bat, like business foundations, all that. We want to implement getting you clients first. We can't consider ourselves a business without actually paying clients, right?
Right.
So we're going to focus on getting your first couple clients. Then we'll establish a solid business foundation. Then we'll teach you how to generate leads organically so we can maximize our reach. And we'll also develop sales and client retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass 10K per month. Now, on the support side of things, you're going to have an assigned one-on-one coach. That individual actually completed 10K and mastery level, so they're battle tested. They have a 6 or 7 figure business of their own built off of the information in our course. You'll have a customized game plan you call it that individual to review where you want to get to and the most efficient way to get there. And then you'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks to revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, and then get very specific instructions on what you need to execute. Now, once we complete the sales modules and we're averaging about 2 to 3 Zoom sales calls per week, we're going to introduce you to a sales coach as well. This is going to be an individual that will help you maximize your return of investment, help you with the sales psychology, and help you close down those sales leads at a 40% clip or greater. You'll also have bi-weekly roster coaching calls as well. 5 times we give group support calls that accommodate a 9 to 5. So this would go over client objection handling, client delivery, lead generation, marketing, even case studies. And then you'll have 24/5 tech support with your coach as well. So you can ask your coach as many questions as you want, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and they're contractually obligated to answer each and every one of your questions. Okay. Now, we do know that becoming a fitness entrepreneur, it's exciting, but it's also overwhelming at times. So we've created what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, meditation, even journaling sessions, just to ensure you're in a good headspace to move forward within your business. As far as the community aspects, you're going to have that private Facebook group. You'll have the 24/5 tech support. You'll have the group support calls, and you'll also be eligible for the NLCA Live Conference. This year is going to be in Austin, Texas. So just a hop, skip, and a jump from you. Cool. far as the resources go, you're going to have the 10K curriculum. You'll have the Zenpreneur method we just got done discussing. And this is super huge for you. We're actually providing done for you programming by Evolve Health and Performance. So this means whether it's 3-day a week, 4-day a week, 5-day a week workout programs that you need for your clients, these are already done for you. There's drop down menus. You can change out different variations. So it saves you a ton of time and you can really focus on building your business. We also help you with agency outsourcing when you're ready for that, for specific content creation or when to run ads. And then we also offer that optional certification at no additional charge. That certification is going to be equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. There'll be 77 questions long on the test. Got to get an 80% or better. It's open book. It's not timed. Once you pass, you'll get an email sent directly to you. Okay. As far as the secret sauce to get you from 0 to 10K, it's 4 phases. Phase 1, act first. What does that mean? We're going to launch our business. We're going to announce to the world who we are and what we're about, and we're going to implement very specific strategies to get you your first couple of clients within that first week to 2 weeks. Then we're going to set up all your back-end systems. We're going to make sure you're a full legal company. We're going to identify what problem you solve for individuals, and based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. These first 2 phases will be done within the first month to month and a half. The remaining of the time will be in phase 3 and phase 4. So phase 3, developing consistency. We're going to teach you organic marketing strategies, utilizing AI software and ChatGPT to make things more efficient. We're also going to teach you how to generate leads with our community lead generation method. We use WhatsApp group, and we'll also teach you basic sales funnel creations to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4 is going to be like the fine tuning of everything. We're going to maximize your sales skills. We're going to create consistent delivery systems, but we're going to emphasize customer support and client retention to keep people happy for longer periods of time and advance into higher levels of your programming. Any questions on that?
No, not at the moment.
All right, now this is what you came for. This is the actual course itself. Total of 32 modules. Each module will have an overview link. It'll be also associated with videos as well. Both the videos and the link are tutorial style, so you'll always know step by step what to do. So the first step to becoming a full-time coach, as mentioned, we're going to introduce you to specific strategies to get your first couple clients right out the gate. The 10K Accelerator, I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize the program to its full capabilities. The success roadmap will be broken down into 2 phases. What do we need to do to get from 0 to 5K a month? And what do we need to do to get from 5 to 10? So these will have videos. You'll always know the expectations moving forward. The lifestyle and mindset module, based upon your specific goals, we want to create daily and nightly routines. We also know that fear of failure, anxiety, imposter syndrome, those are all natural, normal feelings, but we teach you how to move forward with that so we can move forward with our business. We'll introduce you to the top 10 struggles you'll face as a fitness entrepreneur, but we've also provided solutions behind each and every one of these as well. And then as far as your administration systems and ChatGPT, this is where things get interesting. Have you heard of ChatGPT before?
I have not.
So ChatGPT is kind of like Google on steroids. It's like a high-powered virtual assistant. We can use this for creating SOPs, creating resources, even utilize it for workout templates or nutritional guidelines. So essentially, you can get on ChatGPT. You could say, write me a 3-day a week full body workout for a men 40 to 45 with moderate intensity. And literally within a minute, it'll just start doing the whole thing for you. And then you can always look it over and make specific changes. So it does things in a fraction of the time. Really good for content creation ideas as well. You could be like, write me a funny caption about nutrition and women at the age of 50. And it'll come up with a funny caption. I'll tell you exactly like what it just does all the work for you, essentially, fraction of the time.
Okay.
As far as the backend systems, we're going to show you how to set up. We're going to show you how to set up Waiver, Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls. We even utilize TrueCoach or Trainerize to load up all of your programming, all of your nutrition into one spot to make it more convenient for your clients and more accessible. As far as your financial systems, we're going to do the same thing there as well. We're going to help you set up your LLC. We're going to help you get your employment identification number. We're going to tell you when to open up a business bank account. We'll teach you how to track what's coming in and out of your business. We'll also talk about when to pay yourself, when to pay quarterly taxes, business write-offs, business liability insurance, health insurance, all that. Now, the cool thing about this is if you were to file your LLC the traditional way, it roughly takes you about 2 to 3 weeks. We're partnered with an AI company called Taylor Brands. We can set up all your business legalities in a matter of 2 to 3 minutes. And it's all backed by a lawyer as well. So again, it's more about efficiency and convenience there. From there, target setting, we're going to create your 3-year vision. your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. We'll deep dive into your very specific goals. And then from there, we're going to identify what problem we solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So is this going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more that you do for individuals and the more that you offer, the higher the ticket offer, which will be established upon your length of terms. So we help with the overall structure of your pricing. From there, organic marketing, we're going to show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work and get 14 different pieces of content created out of that. We're also going to show you how to maximize your overall reach. So again, it's all about efficiency here, okay? Now, in order for us to spread the message on who you are and what you're about, we're going to show you how to set up podcasts and YouTube as well. We want more people to know really what you have to offer and the messages that you're trying to deliver. From there, we'll show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So it's more than just randomly posting. There's very specific strategies and resources that we implement for each from each platform. We take it even all the way down to the hashtag use as well. Page aesthetics, reels, the whole 9 there. And then we'll show you how to maximize TikTok to its fullest capabilities as well to generate more leads and more engagement. Content creation made easy. We're going to introduce you to Canva Basic, Canva Pro, and Microsoft Designer. So I want you to think of your social media as like a storefront. We want to attract people to want to come in and see what you're about. So it's really good for editing features. It's really good for page aesthetics and even good for developing your overall brand. Any questions on that so far?
No, it sounds good.
Awesome. Now we're going to move into the 10K lead generation framework. The first of which is what we call earned media. I want you to think of this as like people coming specifically to you. They're messaging you first. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a WhatsApp group. We're going to show you how to do that. We're going to explain why it's important, who we're going to target, and how it will benefit your business. From there, we're going to give you specific strategies and resources to get people filtered in. So cross-pollination, free resources, virtual events. My favorite one, scholarship strategy, gets a ton of people in the door. Okay. So essentially, we're trying to incentivize people to want to reach out to you first. Now, the opposite of inbound marketing is going to be called conversation to calls. So this is going to be you reaching out to individuals first. Okay, so we'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you conversation to call examples, but more importantly, we're going to show you where to find all these leads on all 3 platforms and how to build and nurture these relationships. And now that we have that WhatsApp group set up, they have the ability to interact with people that you already serve. So now they feel like there's a much more warmer feel. So by the time they get on that sales call, they already have an indication on who you are, what you're about, the type of testimonials that you provided. And now we know how to nurture and how to create more of an intimate one-on-one conversation. Now, from there, we're going to move into the referral strategies. So referral strategy is the easiest way to grow your business. Friends, families, coworkers talking about how amazing you are and all the testimonials that you provided them, whether it was physically, financially, mentally, whatever, right? So we're going to give you different resources and strategies to incentivize people to bring you more referrals without actually having to ask. And then if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you got to be great at sales. So we're going to teach you how to maximize your sales capabilities. So we can set up 2 types of phone calls. The first of which is what we call a meet and greet. It's like a 10-minute screening call to figure out if you really want to work with this person and can you actually solve their problems. So we'll give you real-time examples with our coaches there. Then we're going to move into the closing call. This is where you're trying to lock down that lead, turn them into a client. Okay, so this is where we're going to do a lot of objection handling. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be massive, creating financing options for people who normally couldn't afford it, and then follow-up procedures, and then lastly, how to lock them down once and for all. Once we lock them down once and for all, we want to go back and we want to track all this data. We want to track how many calls you booked, how many showed, how many closed, and at what length of terms. We want to make sure there's predictable data every single month. So we give you our resources in order to do that more efficiently. Objection handling, this is going to be all the reasons why people will give you to why they can't start a program. We give you over 30 different examples on what to be prepared for. So the more you can study this, the more familiar you can get with this, the easier it is to overcome those objections once they get on that sales call. And then client onboarding is probably the most overlooked area by 90% of coaches and trainers. This is someone's first 30 days in your program. So this will go over setting expectations, setting boundaries, how to do your check-in processes, things of that nature. We want to make sure that we're giving them something in their hand within that first 24 to 48 hours while we're building out their program. We want to build trust. We want to build excitement. And then client delivery is the fun stuff, the week-to-week process and how you deliver services, but we teach you how to do it more efficiently. Okay. And then no matter how good of a trainer you are, this is going to happen to you. Someone's going to ghost you. Someone's not going to listen. Someone's going to quit, right? It's inevitable. So usually there's a reason behind some of these though. Some of them want to be a part of a larger community. They want to be able to talk stuff about your leg days with other people. They want to have fun. They want to interact more. Some want more one-on-one touch points. Some want challenges. Some want to be gifted things to do what's already expected of them. So we'll give you resources and strategies to get people to want to execute at a higher level on a more consistent basis. Customer support, how are we dealing with cancellations, refund requests? How do we mitigate those issues for the upcoming months? How do we track it? And then lastly, referrals. Retention. We want to keep people happy for longer periods of time and advance them to higher levels of your programming. So we'll teach you strategies on how to do that and also how to track it. Quick recap and we'll answer all of your questions. Sound good, my man?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. The program itself is 4 months long. You're going to have a customized game planning call. You'll have a one-on-one coach the entire duration. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have a sales coach once we start averaging about 2 to 3 Zoom calls per week and we complete all the sales modules. You'll have a Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times a week of group support calls that accommodate a 9 to 5, 24/5 tech support, WhatsApp group chat with your coach, done for you programming, a bonus certification, and the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we're missing here?
I guess how long do you have the coach for? Like, what's that timeline?
You have the coach for the entire term, for the entire 4 months.
4 months. Okay.
Yep, because the program itself is 4 months.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
All right. No, I think it's the only thing I had to ask.
How are we feeling about it so far?
Good. Honestly, I'm ready to just start looking at it and start working on it and see what I can do.
I love it, man. So, do you feel like this checks off all your boxes?
It really does, because you're taking care of everything from A to Z. And that's kind of what I was looking for. And then having the resources, that one-on-one is going to help a lot more.
Oh yeah, that one-on-one, and then the group calls are massive. The weekly mindset calls are phenomenal. And then also that private Facebook group. When I went through the course, I utilized that private Facebook group all the time. So I'd go take my question there. I'd get like 5 coaches or different students answering that question as well. So I could really see people's different perspectives and how they handled that situation as well. That might have been a little bit further than me. So extremely helpful there. Do you feel like this was going to solve all of your issues that we kind of went over as far as all the systems and processes that you're needing to be successful?
It really does. That's why I was kind of excited about doing this one. So it really does.
Awesome. Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials?
No, I didn't look at testimonials.
I'm just going to share a couple with you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So the first one I want to share with is Karina. Okay. The reason I'm sharing Karina with you is because she's a family lady. Before she was only making about $2K a month. Her whole focal point was to spend more time with her 2 kiddos and travel. That's all that she wanted to do. So her first tattoo indicates when she started in LCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. So literally after 6 months, she was collecting 10 to 12K months on a regular basis. Now she's hitting 15K a month and she works about 35 hours per week, travels and spends time with her kiddos. That was her whole focal point. Okay. So that's kind of why I shared that, because I know you're a family guy. Now, Serena, she always didn't see herself as like the actual main person of the program. She was always going to saw herself as an assistant coach. She finally took that leap and started her own online coaching business. She literally had 0 clients headed into this. In her first month launching, she contracted 15K and collected 6.5 in that same month. So now she has 34 clients. So this is an individual that once she got those systems and processes down and locked in, she saw a massive return right at that first month, right? And then Zach, he was an in-person trainer. He started in June 2021. He's now a 7-figure earner. He doesn't really coach as much. He's more of the CEO of this program. He has a whole team underneath him. The reason I shared that is because I know you have ambitions of eventually wanting to get to that 100K month threshold. Cool.
Yeah, that'd be my goal.
All right. I love it. Love it. The bigger, the better. Now, student averages, I want to share this with you because a lot of people will only show off their top 10 percenters. We like to show off what your basic person's doing. So 73% of our students sign their client in month 1. On average, it takes them just 1 week to do so. So cool stat behind this. The individuals that sign their client in month 1, by the end of month 4, are averaging over 8K per month. The individuals that don't sign their client in month 1, but by the end of month 4, are averaging 6,500. So just to be a basic, mediocre student, you can expect me making 6,500 up to 8K, which the reason I'm telling you that right now is because right now you are hitting 4K with commissions on just your salary, right? So I know you're not an average guy, so I know we could easily smash this number. Now, I mentioned this earlier. On average, it's taking people 13 weeks just to hit that 10K month, right? So that would be massive. And the individuals that stay with us for 12 months have 97 clients on their roster. Those individuals that have 97 clients are averaging 366,000 per year. Okay, so they're getting massive results. And then right now, our students are grading the program a 4.6 out of 5 on average. Any questions on that?
No.
How do we feel about the averages?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Do you feel like you could smash those?
Honestly, I could, but I'm used to sales. It would be how familiar I am with the material. That would be the only thing. So
100%.
honestly, no, I feel pretty confident about it. I just need to get my name out there and bring people in. That would be the
only thing
that set me back would be that.
I love it. Cool. All right. So next what we're going to dive into really is the investment portion. What's this thing going to cost us? Now, I want to give you some clarity and some confidence with this. We have a 3 times your investment guarantee. I'm not sure if you got to hear about that. Did you read about that at all?
I don't believe I did.
Okay. So a lot of programs have a money back guarantee. That's every company's got that. We've got a 3 times your investment guarantee or you get 100% refund. Now, in order to qualify for that, you just got to do the basics. You got to attend your game planning call, you got to attend one group support call each week, attend all of your one-on-one coaching calls, which is only 2 per month, charge at least the bare minimum suggested prices of $250 or more or greater, not spend longer than 2 weeks on the additional certification, run a scholarship program within your first 90 days as laid out in the modules, and have no late payments. If you do all that, you show up, you do the work on a consistent basis, we guarantee you will 3 times what you invest or you get 100% refund. Year to date, we've helped over 3,000 students. We've only had to return 1.6%.
Okay.
Does that make us feel a little bit better?
Yeah, it does. What caused the 1.6% to want to take advantage of that?
So sometimes they might just be doing just the bare basics or just under that. So again, earlier I mentioned the individuals that if I'm investing, into a program, I'm going to try to maximize everything that I have out of that. So maybe they're not going to, doing one more sales call, maybe going to one more group support call. They're not maxing out their full potential effort, right? So over 3,000 students and at 1.6%, you're looking at maybe 40 some return guarantees. That's it. That's a good batting average, right? Over 3,000 students. So again, If you just show up, the cool thing about this is there's really no risk. You show up, you do the work. Worst case scenario, you get all your money back. Best case scenario, you 3 times at minimum what you're going to make. Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, it really is.
All right, cool. So let's talk about this thing. We're going to talk about what's going to give us. So before I kind of dive in, I want you to kind of refresh my memory on really what you feel like this online coaching is going to give you as an individual and it's going to give your family.
Honestly, it's going to give me the experience I need to be an online coach. From there, it's going to help, financial freedom for me and my family and give me the opportunity to grow my own business, and get into personal training. That's kind of the goal to where, I want to start building something that's mine. And I want to do it with something I'm already interested in. So that's kind of what this is. And then for the training side of things, I want to help everyone get in shape, kind of have that mindset, realize what they're capable of. But I would like to be able to get someone on stage, help them get to that point. That would be my personal goal, to find that one person, instead of just the average, folk working on, I guess, functionality, just losing weight, trying to just get out of the house, and improve like any medical issue like depression, anxiety, things like that,
I love that. I love it.
And then just going from there, picking somebody out from that group and saying, yeah, I do want to go on stage, and then taking them to that next level. So that's kind of the process that I've always thought about with coaching, So, and then the financial side would be great, but that's really the heart of why I want to do personal training, is eventually find something that I can move up to that level.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's the goal.
Are we ready to commit to this thing, man? Are we ready to be Cam 2.0?
Honestly, yeah, I'm ready to do it. But right now it's just financially. That's the only thing that's gonna set me back. I need to look at everything before I can, sign paperwork. Especially from yesterday. That wasn't supposed to happen, or I would have been more than happy to set it up. So I just put that slowed me down a little bit. But
So I don't
yeah,
want you to
for the
worry
most
about,
part,
I don't want you to worry about financials. That's the easiest thing for me to work around. Okay. Because we have payment plans, we have financing options, we have extended payment plans. Okay. So if you feel like this 100% lines with what you want to do, and does it, do you feel like this is a perfect for what you need?
yes, it really does.
Then I will find something that will work for you that we can actually get you going. If we're going to mean you're going to get resourceful today, that means we're going to put our heads together. We're going to figure out something that'll work. That'll make sense for you. And if it does, this is something we probably want to move forward with, correct?
Yes.
Cool. All right, let's talk about it. Okay. So there'll be a payment plan or there'll be a paid in full. Payment plan means we just put down a down payment. We spread the rest out over a certain amount of terms. Paid in full just means we pay the whole thing up front. We save a significant amount of money. As mentioned earlier, we have extended payment plans and financing options. So no matter what you see or what we get, we'll figure out something that'll work for you. Okay. So what is this thing going to cost us? Only $100,000 in your left kidney. I'm playing, man. There's a payment plan of $7,300, and then there's a paid in full option of $6,500 that saves you $800. Out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
Definitely a payment plan right
Cool.
now.
That's what the majority of individuals do. That's a lot of money, right? So how we're going to do this is I kind of will go over a couple different options that might work for you. What an average student would do if we're not using financing. Okay. So this is case one scenario. Okay. So a lot of individuals, if you're able to at least put like 2,500 down, that will take that remainder amount over 5 payments. We can actually spread that over a total of 5 more payments. So 6 payments in total to help you out. That would be $960 per month. So 2,500 down and then ongoing would be $960. So I'd basically provide you 2 additional months. Is that something you feel like would work?
You said over 5 months?
Well, yeah. So it's essentially everything's going to be over 6 months. So say, for instance, on a hypothetical, we put 2,500 down. Your next 5 payments would be equivalent to 960, which is you only needing really 3 to 5 clients per month to make that back, pending what you're charging.
Okay.
Does that sound like something that's more realistic? Because I want to work with you. I know that you had mentioned right now you're in a tough spot.
I mean, with anything right now, I have to kind of think about it. I mean, kind of look at what I have available until everything kind of wraps up with my package. But if anything, I don't think I could do the 2,500 down today
Cool.
at
That's
that
not a
amount.
problem.
I would have to wait. We'll see what my other options are.
Yeah, that's not a problem. So let's just take a pause on that one. And let's just go back to something. I want to ask you a couple questions. You already mentioned this is perfect for you. And again, I'm just giving you an average number of what we could work with. 2,500 is too much. Don't worry about that. We have other options, but take a pause on that. I want you to kind of let me know what would happen. What would life look like if you did move forward with any of your coaching for your coaching goals? What would the next 6 to 12 months of your life look like if you didn't move forward?
I'd be in the same place I am now. But the only thing is, I'm wanting to do it. Like this is my focus. This is what I've been looking into and finding homework.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to do it. And the only thing that's holding me back is what I have financially, having that, building an investment when I don't have something reliable at the moment,
Yeah.
putting something outside of coming in. I think that's the only thing that's mentally concerning me,
Yeah.
especially with getting hit with it yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, all right. So I went from, okay, I have a plan. I finally have time to do this. Everything's working out great. And just like, oh, yeah, well, we can't really support you right now. So that's the only thing that's bothering me at the moment. Anything else I'm wanting to move forward, I just either need, to get a regular job for right now till I'm able to do it, or I feel comfortable enough to step into it. But this is my goal. This is my focus. This is what I've been wanting to do, so not doing it really is an option. It's just financial not being able to do it right now.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, that's it, because I've reached out to a lot of people trying to set this up. And so like, this is the best avenue for me. And I just got to see, what my target goal is to kind of give it to y'all to get it started. So my plan is, do the down payment and then bring in the revenue to cover the rest, at that point. So
Yep. So totally get that. It is scary, especially when you literally just got hit less than 24 hours and someone said, hey, sorry, right? So that's good. That's
yeah.
frustrating, right? But however, I want you to think of this. If we have that 3 times your investment guarantee and we figure something out that is manageable for you to start, remember those averages, people are getting their first client in week 1, right? So we can still build off that, right? There's been individuals that had negative 83, 81 in their balance, but they took out a loan, they made it happen, and then that way they can get out of those current circumstances, right? So you got to think about the best coaches, the best entrepreneurs in the world. They take quick action and they rarely change their mind, if ever. And then sometimes that first thing that they take action on isn't always 100% perfect, but they commit to it and they make it work. They find a way, right? Whereas average or below average leaders, they'll research, they'll overthink for long periods of time, but then they change their mind several times over and over, which means they never can fully commit to the actual process. So they're always kind of trying to find the next best thing. We know that you are making this a priority. So what I propose is me and you will figure something out. And if it makes sense for you, we can take some action, but still give you some wiggle room. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let me ask you this. How good's our credit? Good, bad, great, awesome, amazing?
It needs work. It needs work. It's not the best at the moment.
Cool. Are we like in the 500s, 400s? What are we looking at?
Probably like high 500s, right around there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I have one program that I think will help us out quite a bit. It's called Sweet Pay. It's a third-party financing company, and it allows us to take that 7,300 and we spread it out over 12 months versus 4. Okay, so that means a significantly less down payment, significantly less reoccurring amount. So what that means is it's only 5% down. So 5% of 7,300. Let's see what that is. My math skills are way off. 7,300 times 0.05, so it'd be 365, okay, plus a one-time service activation fee of $59. So to get going today would be 424. Your monthly payments would just, after that, your next payment would be due at the end of July. Your monthly payments would just be over $600 a month, which is like you needing about 2.5 to 3 clients per month, depending on what you're charging minimum.
Okay.
Does that give you a little bit more confidence, or is that something we can commit to get you going?
Yeah, as long as I qualify for that.
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna share that on my screen for you. I'll drop the link. It takes like a matter of just a couple minutes to figure out what we get approved for. Cool.
Yes.
All right, my man. Let me drop this in the link or in the chat, I should say. Boom. All right,
Now,
brother.
let's see what we can do here.
It'll just ask you basic information. And then it's going to ask you for a loan amount. You'll just put in 7,300. Still with me?
Yeah, I'm still here. We're just
Okay.
trying everything out.
Okay, cool. Your screen froze. I was like, uh-oh.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good, brother. So where were you born and raised? Were you born and raised in Dallas?
No, I was born in Oklahoma and I grew up in Arkansas.
Oh, okay. When I was younger, I used to go to the Arkansas Razorbacks basketball clinic. So I'm showing off how old I am. Do you remember Nolan Richardson when he was the coach?
I do, yeah.
That's how old I am.
So were you going to Fayetteville?
Yeah, I was going into Fayetteville to go do those basketball camps. Yeah, we used to go like every year.
Yeah, that campus looks a lot different now.
Oh, I bet. But you know, when you're younger back then, it looked like a whole other world, seeing like how D1 athletes live.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was about 45 minutes from where I grew up. So we'd go there on the weekends.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'd go up there. And that's how I thought about it. It's like, oh, wow, this campus, and just walking around, and just talking to everybody.
Yeah, 100%.
$7,300, was that right?
Yeah, you'll put 7,300 for the loan amount. And then when it's asking you what it's for, you're just going to put coaching. That's all you'll do. And then once it should give me a notification once you submit it. And then I'll walk it through you. I'll show you like my screen and we'll walk through it together so you can see exactly what I'm going to show you.
Okay, it should be completed with my information.
All right, just cool. So yes, you got approved for the sweet pay offers. So if you want to hop on over back to my screen, I'll show you exactly what this is looking like.
Okay. I got approved for it? That works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, brother. I would have told you if you weren't going to get approved for it.
Oh, I was worried about it, you know.
Oh man, let me show you this, dude. Let's talk about this thing. This is exciting. Okay. So 7,300 is purchase price, the loan amount. So 365 down plus a one-time service activation fee of $59 will be $424 a day. Your loan amount goes down to $6,935. We spread that over 12 months. Your monthly payment is $622.67. That's literally like 2 clients, depending what you're charging, 2.5. So if you're charging around $400, that's easy. That's like a client and a half.
You still there?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good. I was like,
so it was, all I heard was a client and a half at the end there. So that's pretty much how much I'll be paying back. Okay.
So today would be 424 down, and then that 622 wouldn't be due until the end of July. That would be your monthly payment of 622.67, which is like you needing about 1.5 to 2 clients, depending on what you're charging. So that's pretty easy.
Okay.
Is that something we can commit to?
For the 424 down today?
Yep. And your next payment wouldn't be due until the end of July.
July. Okay. Honestly, I have to check to see what I have available at the moment.
Cool. Let's do it.
But I do think I can do that.
You got online banking? Let's check it out. Let's go over the budget.
Honestly, that is a good idea. Do you think I can reach back out to you later today?
Totally could, man. Now, my question to you is, there's no pressure at all. You can reach out whenever you want, right? My whole thing is, I'm going to kind of tell you, I'm going to give you some insight, because when I went through this, I was kind of like up and down. I was scared. I knew I needed to do this as well. So now that we kind of got approved for everything, are we feeling more confident? I know that we're like, obviously financials and what happened yesterday is a big situation, right? Huge. But if we want to move past that current circumstance, and we know that you're going to 3 times your investment, and literally the only thing holding you back from getting to that next level and getting out of that circumstance is $622. So if we know this is 100% what you need, what would be the hesitation to take action and move forward and hold yourself accountable?
Oh, what's my hesitation?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you. My mother has a doctor's appointment on the 30th, and she doesn't have insurance. So whenever she goes to the doctor for her diabetes, I'm footing the bill. Okay. So I don't know how much her medical bill is going to be, what her prescription is going to be.
Okay.
And now that I'm not working, I have to be a little more, I guess, money conscious about it, because I can go in there and it became like $2,000, and I'm having to take care of it. And it's
For
getting
sure.
up these days, it's getting more expensive. So
Yeah.
that's honestly my biggest concern, not having money coming in and not knowing what that bill is going to be. Especially, man, medication's getting high for no
Really high.
reason at all. But no, that's my biggest concern right now. So I want to sit down and make sure, or at least reach out to them and see if I can get a ballpark, and then make sure I have it, because yeah, honestly, that's the only thing holding me back. And I forgot about it until we talked about it yesterday. Um, but no, that's the only thing holding me back. If I can sit down and look through everything, kind of get like a vision of how much I'm going to have, then yeah,
Cool.
I can reach out to you and we can do it. But that's my biggest thing.
Cool.
That's it. I don't want to put money somewhere and then take my mom to the doctor and not have enough to take care of her.
Yeah, I get that.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd
so
be a
that's the
terrible
only
thing.
yeah.
No, I get that. So are you just gonna get a hold of the doctor and ask like best case, worst case scenario to kind of figure out what that would look like?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my idea. I'm gonna reach out to my mom too and just kind of go from there. Um, but it's just like you're diabetic. Okay. She's
Okay.
in the early stage being diabetic. So sometimes she doesn't have to go and see just one doctor. She'll have to go see like 2 or 3 doctors. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what they have set up for her and what they plan. So it can get up there. But no, honestly, that's the only thing that's setting me back. And once I start looking through everything, it kind of reminded me of it. But no, my idea is reach out to the doctor, reach out to my mom, at least try to get an idea and go from there. That's why I try to reach out to you later today, or kind of go
Yeah.
from there once I get an idea.
Yeah, that's fair, man.
So,
I'm totally comfortable with that. The one thing I do want to put in your mind is once you kind of do that, think about this too. No matter what that doctor tells you, if you can get yourself to take action, for instance, I invested in a coach and I didn't have the money. And the reason I did it is because I knew I was going to get me to another level. If I constantly just stay with where I'm at, or if I go based upon my current circumstances, I'm never going to grow. And I'm just telling you that from coach to coach. I had to take that risk. But the
yeah,
difference between the risk that I had to take versus the one that you're getting to take, you having a guarantee behind it. I didn't, right? So it was just whether like I visualized myself based on where I wanted to be, not where I was currently in the midst of, right? So
right.
obviously family is very important, right? Your mom's expenses, totally get that. And I'm going to pray for the best for her as well. Moving forward, my dad was diabetic as well. So I totally get it. But I don't want something to hold you back that's going to prohibit you from reaching your overall greatness. And if you take action, you could get to the point where when you go to the doctors with your mom, it's not even worrying anymore. It's just, okay, run me the bill. It's nice
Yeah,
to be able to comfortably say, run me the bill, it's whatever, right? So the difference is right now, we're $622 away from being able to say, hey, run me that bill. I got this. It's nothing, right? Versus, shoot, something else has happened to my parents. Something else is happening over here. Because the thing about life is there's always going to be something that unexpected every single day. There's never going to be an ideal time to start. Never, right? So I want us to kind of take that into consideration. Like we've helped with single mothers before who were 3 months behind on rent. And they're like, forget it. I could get a job. I could try to make the money back, but I know I'll never actually be able to excel past what I need to get going unless I just do it now. So I totally get with what you want to do with your family. I'm on board. We can touch base throughout the day, but I would encourage you just to be like, you know what? I know it's going to be it could be relatively high, but I also know that if I move forward and I have the confidence in myself to execute a plan with the community and support, I can easily make this happen. And I don't have to worry about any type of recession or anything holding me back ever again.
yeah. Honestly, if it was Friday, if we talked Friday, I would have already signed it and good to go. So Monday, I mean, yesterday kind of screwed me over. I think that's still that mental block that I have.
Sure. Let's
And I
talk
think
about
that's
that.
what it comes down to. Yeah.
Let's talk about that block because 95% of people are going to be like, oh, shoot, I just lost my job. But sometimes the universe or whatever you believe in, God, right? So for me, God is basically saying, hey, I'm going to humble you. You asked, you've been praying for something to take place. I'm going to
It's
inconvenience
true.
you and see how bad you want it.
Yeah.
Right now, this is that test to say, Cam, I know you've been thinking about this for a while. I know you want to impact people, but how serious are we about this? Are we interested? Are we going to commit to this? Right? And now you have the opportunity to fully commit, and you actually got approved for something that not everyone gets approved for. So that's an advantage.
No, I want to do this. I love how this is set up and how accessible everything is, But no, I'm fully committed to doing it. It's just I have that concern about the financial side of things, and I'm not just taking care of myself. That's the only thing
Yep.
that's setting me back. If it was just me, I'd be okay with it, but
Yeah.
I don't want to put my mom on uncertainty. So I think that's my concern right now. But honestly, I can, if you don't mind, give me a little bit to like this afternoon. I can look through everything and reach out to you
Yeah. Let's do it.
and go from there. I think that's the only thing that's really bothering me. Is right
Yeah.
now I want to make sure I have enough to take care of that situation first, or have an idea, because that can get up there for ridiculously up there. But yeah, I just want to take a look at that. Can I follow up with you? Do you want to set a time, or can I just text you?
Yeah, man. Just shoot me a text. I've got
Perfect.
some calls today, but I can always set up a time for you later this afternoon to get you rolling. That's not a problem.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate that.
Yeah, like worst case scenario, if I'm in between calls, what I'll do is you've already got approved. I'll make sure that we walk through the first initial parts over the Zoom so you can kind of see how everything is working. And then if I have to, I'll just send you over invoices and we can just get that thing taken care of over text. So super simple.
Okay, perfect.
What time did you want to kind of touch base at so I know when to look for you?
I'd probably say around like 2:00 Central Time.
Yeah, shoot me a text then.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. Yeah. Okay. Because I'm gonna reach out to. I don't know when they're gonna call me back. Doctors
Yeah,
aren't good at
totally
calling
get
people back. But at least try to get an idea of that. But yeah.
Now, the other thing that I want you to kind of think about too is sometimes when you do have those conversations with doctors, they're not going to give you necessarily a very clear indication. So you might be a little bit frustrated with there, might not get a clear-cut answer, but I want you to think about regard like both circumstances. If they give you a clear-cut answer, great. We have an easier way to understand how to work the budget. If they don't give you a clear-cut answer, because they're going to give you, well, I don't know, it's going to be different scenarios, right? So based upon that, I want you to start making that decision as you're thinking about it based upon what's going to get you to that next level. Because if you take action based upon that next level, you're going to be able to take care of your parents at a much greater efficiency than, not taking action at all. Because then we're going to still be behind the 8 ball.
Yeah. And my focus is just to free up enough to make this work. That's what I'm trying to do. So
What do you currently have in checkings and savings as of right now?
I think I'm right around like about 3,000. I was supposed to be getting a paycheck this week, and with my commission, but with them closing me out, they're reviewing everything. Everything's still pending.
Okay.
So I'm not getting everything like I was supposed to be getting. It stopped my paycheck pretty much. So I don't have everything that was supposed to be.
Sure.
Like my normal routine was supposed to be coming in. So I gotta see what I have there.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why I gotta figure out what I can work with.
Another thing that you might want to call and check on is be a good resource. It's just worth a shot. Call your bank and ask them if they'd be open to giving you a personal loan.
Okay.
And if you do that, ask for the 6,500 because that'll save you the $800.
Fair. Just go ahead and knock it all out.
Yeah, because if your bank is going to give you the whole loan, they'll probably make up smaller payments for you to pay off, and then that way you save $800 versus paying the 7,300.
Okay.
So that would be a great option. So that's going to be your homework between now and 2 p.m. Call the doctors, call the bank, ask them about a personal loan, and then see what happens from there.
Okay.
And then I'll also send you over. I'm going to send you over a couple of testimonials as well for people that were kind of in similar boats as far as financial and how they were able to move forward and make something happen. So I'll send that over this afternoon as well. And I'll also send you over a how to get started mini course later today after we talk, just to get you kind of rolling. And then we'll touch base at 2 via text. Cool?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, Cam. Hey, it was a pleasure talking with you. I look forward to hearing from you in a second.
All right. I appreciate your time. We'll talk to you soon.
Later.